the show's called Conversation with Marilyn. It's about Marilyn Monroe and her life, but through that we can discuss its mental health issues, feminism, sexuality, how women were and are treated, Hollywood, casting couch culture. Any more?
That about covers most of it, I think.
Yeah. So it started because my mum has a little bit of an obsession.
Well, what it was is I grew up, watching the Marilyn Monroe and Hollywood movies, and in my 20s, I was fascinated by her, and I'd have the Norman Mailer book, and I'd have photographs blown up and put on the wall. But it occurred to me that I never really read anything about her. I just was fascinated. She was like everybody else. They all know about her, but they don't know much about her. And about a year ago, I just picked up a book. I was kind of stressed with work, and I started reading a book on Marilyn Monroe, and it sort of got a bit obsessional, because once I started reading about her, I realised that she really was an enigma, because each book just contradicted the next book. And sort of like 6 books later, I thought, I still can't really work this woman out and her life out. But what I did work out was that I had been living all my life with a mother who had a similar problem, which was borderline personality disorder. And that started to really consume me. And before I got married, I was a film editor. And I always felt as though I should have done something more creative apart from just film editing, and the BBC. And I thought, I'm going to start writing about it, because I've got to get to the bottom of what it was like to be Marilyn. And because I could kind of see my mother in her, and the way my relationship with my mother had been, it was fascinating. It was fascinating. And then I started to kind of develop some ideas, and I showed it to Nathalie. And she obviously clicked, because she's from the same family. She obviously clicked and saw some parallels with behaviour and what was going on. And she sort of, I have to say, at that point, took it over. So what I actually wrote was a template, and wrote down all my thoughts and ideas.
So we co-wrote it together.
Yeah, but I feel as though it's become naturalist in a way.
Yeah, we co-wrote it, you have the idea. And then we developed it together with workshopping and various other things.
Yeah. Well, I suppose my biggest claim, I worked in London, so I did actually have a nomination for a sound editing BAFTA for Fortunes of War, which was like the Kenneth Branagh, Emma Thompson film. So that was kind of one of the dramas I worked on, and my favourite editing was the drama editing. But I worked in news, Good Morning, television, all that kind of stuff, kind of Lime Grove, Ealing Studios, stuff like that. But my main great memories was working in the drama. Well, to be honest, it morphed into a production, didn't it? Really?
Yeah.
I started doing this with nothing in mind. It was just an exercise.
She was very like, I've written a thing, and if I wrote a thing, would you want to perform in a thing that I'd written? She's very, if you don't like it, please tell me if you don't like it. And then, of course, Nathalie started looking at it, and then, of course, COVID happened, didn't it? And nothing much happened for a long time, didn't it? And I just carried on working and with our business, and working together. We get on pretty well in general.
Yeah.
We can tend to. We're both very, very chatty and talking. We can tend to talk over each other a lot. So sometimes you just get the odd moment where we're like, right, okay, stop, no, listen to me. Yeah. Well, it's not been that bad,
but
really.
It escalated really. I'd say about 3 months ago, where you just suddenly catapulted your thoughts. It was like, does she like this? Is she just doing it just to humour me? It's for Mum, I'll kind of do it because Mum wants me to do it. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, she just suddenly started basically saying, I think this should be like this, and I think this should be like that, and I think, and she started seeming to be the character.
Well, I'd been digesting it a lot, and then all of a sudden my kind of thoughts came out. I kept telling you that we wanted to do it, but I don't think she believed me.
And now I do believe her.
Yeah. about a woman who we don't really find out. We find out about her in dribs and drabs, but she is obsessed with Marilyn Monroe and comes to the strange belief, whether it's true or not, you can decide for yourselves, that she can speak to Marilyn Monroe and speak for her. So the play's about her going through this, relating to Marilyn Monroe, talking to her, and also...
And then Marilyn comes out in her as well, doesn't she? Marilyn manifests herself through the character.
Yeah. And Matt here, who's my partner, he plays not only all of the men in Marilyn Monroe's life, but also the partner of
the character.
Kiddo.
Yeah.
The character.
Yeah.
Kiddo and Papa.
So I've got a lot of accents to learn.
Yeah, play 6 different characters.
A lot of costume changes, and just to help you get along this journey you're going through with your inner Marilyn.
Yeah. So the show contains lots of Marilyn quotes, both reported and apocryphal ones that float around. We use them sparingly though, and songs.
Yeah, some songs there as well. So there's music in there as well, because Nathalie's an awesome singer, so she's doing some Marilyn singing as well.
Yeah.
Well, it's strange really, because we've been acting together for about 5 or 6 years, so we have played partners in several different plays, and the dynamic actually works quite well because we know each other's nuances. So as partners working together, as partners on stage, we can sort of bring that dynamic, although sometimes when I'm a horrible character, I sort of come off stage and go, really sorry about that. Because the characters I've tended to play have gone from nice to not so nice to really horrible. But we quite enjoy it because we can rehearse together.
Yeah, we met doing theatre together.
Yeah,
we met because we were cast in a play together, and then we kept getting cast as a couple. So
it works well, doesn't it? It does work well. It works well. We enjoy it.
So it's completely new writing. This is the first time it'll be performed. You know, our hope is that we'd take it further, take it other places, maybe Edinburgh Fringe in the future. And this is the first thing that me and my mum have ever written together. So yeah, it's all very exciting. Well, it helped that the other actor in the play was my partner. So that really helps with rehearsal and everything like that. COVID, I was working a lot. I had some various actory jobs, so kids entertainment, some plays, singing, gigs, booked on various things throughout the year and up to Panto in Christmas. All cancelled. So I went from having a full year's worth of work booked to nothing. And now I work in the banana factory.